What's happening, guys, and welcome back to the channel. And before we get into the football, I just want to say that George got married on Thursday. So on behalf of myself, everyone that subscribes to the channel, everyone that's watched the videos, everyone that listened to the podcast, a big congratulations, mate. All the best in married life, and look forward to welcoming you back to the channel very soon. Back to the football now. And this weekend, Chelsea head to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium to take on Spurs in the fiery London derby. Both teams heading into this fixture in contrasting form. The Mighty Blues sitting at the joint top of the Premier League table with 10 points from a possible 12, and with a 1-0 win in midweek to kick off the Champions League defence. Whereas Spurs, our counterparts, very unfortunately, are in some difficult form at the moment. Started with 3-1-0 wins, but have kind of struggled since. And last time out, got smashed by Crystal Palace 3-0, and then followed that up with a poor performance, a 2-2 draw away at Rennes in the Europa Conference League. Just a little bit of team news. Great news for the Blues. N'Golo Kante is back fit again, and Christian Pulisic still remains out with a slight ankle injury. But apart from that, a full complement to choose from. For Tottenham, though, it's going to be tough. They've got a lot of players missing. Christian Romero, Giovanni Lo Celso, and Davinson Sanchez should be available to play after their quarantine for travelling to South America for the qualifiers. They should be available, but doubts remain over Son, Eric Dyer, Lucas Moura, and Steven Bergwijn. So, yeah, some selection headaches for Nuno there. In terms of the game itself, it's going to be the first net zero carbon football match ever. So fantastic, great to see this initiative being put together by Spurs and the government, and hopefully something that we can see more of in the future. In terms of the team news, honestly, we've been outstanding this season, so I can't see any reason to change it. Yes, we'd love Kante to come back into the action and play, but I fully expect him to start on the bench, easing back in. He has been picking up a few knocks recently, and Jorginho and Kovacic have really been outstanding in that midfield role, so it'd be very harsh for one of them to miss out on this game. I think Tuchel will probably go with the same back three as always. I would expect, for me personally, I think Azpilicueta could miss out here. It'd be very harsh, but I think our three best defenders are Rudiger, Christensen, and Thiago Silva in that back three. So that's what I'd be going with Reece James on one side. And I have to say, I do really like Ben Chilwell, but it'd be so harsh for him to miss out. So for Alonso to miss out, given what he's done this season so far. So I'd expect him to continue. But again, you never know of Thomas Tuchel, and I always trust his team selection. So we'll wait and see on that one. Obviously, I've said about the midfield. Going forward, Romelu Lukaku is definitely going to play. It'll be interesting to see what the other two options are up there. You would expect it to be Mason Mount, but he wasn't great in midweek. And I wouldn't be surprised perhaps to see if Thomas Tuchel tries something a bit different, and maybe we see Lukaku, Havertz, and Werner as a front three rolled out for the first time. That's something that I would like to see. But again, we'll have to wait and see how that one pans out. But, in terms of playing Tottenham, we've won 4 of our last 5 against Spurs. We love playing them. It's always a great occasion. And, I definitely think we've got enough to get the job done. I mean, as long as we win, I don't really care what the score is. If you're asking me for a prediction, I'll probably have to go 2-0 to Chelsea. I think we'll keep a clean sheet. Harry Kane is obviously a world-class striker. Everyone knows that. But, without the supporting cast around him, last time out against Palace, he didn't have a single shot or a touch inside the box, So, and obviously he's up against a much, much better defence than Crystal Palace. So I think it could be difficult for him again. He could find himself very isolated. But on the other hand, my man, Romelu Lukaku, the big man, 4 goals in 4 appearances. He's been absolutely outstanding since he returned to Stamford Bridge and put that Chelsea shirt back on. And I'm going to back him to score again in this match. I think he'll extend his scoring run. He's just such a handful at the top end of the pitch. Really has given us an added dimension that we've been lacking throughout the entirety of last season. So that's fantastic to see. And I fully expect his hot run of form to continue. I've been very negative about Spurs here. Must remember that, form goes out the window in a derby game. What happened beforehand really doesn't matter. The London derbies are always different, and we will have to be careful. They've got dangerous players. You know, they hit us on the break with that pace. I mean, obviously, if Son plays, him and Kane have got a very good link up. Lucas Moura on the other side, if he plays, is always a threat as well. I'm not so worried about the midfield. You know, Oliver Skip, Winks, etc. Not really doing anything for me. And Ndombele seemed to come back in from the cold in the week and played pretty well against Rennes in the Conference League. So maybe you might see him. He's definitely one of their better midfield players. But I mean, I honestly can't really see Spurs causing us any issues at all. So I've got, as I said, I'm going for a 2-0 win for Chelsea. And you know, away from home particularly as well, been in very, very good form. Thomas Tuchel, since he took over, has only lost 1 out of the 15 Premier League away games that he's been in charge of. And that was a 2-1 reverse away at Aston Villa on the final day of last season, where we can probably be forgiven for having one eye on that Champions League final. But, you know, I'm expecting a reasonably comfortable afternoon for the Blues. Keep that momentum rolling before we head into the League Cup campaign in midweek. But that's just my thoughts on Chelsea against Tottenham. As always, guys, leave your thoughts in the comments below. If you're new around here, make sure you subscribe to the channel. We're trying to head towards 100 subscribers, so please do spread the word, subscribe to the channel, and we'll catch you in the match reviewing tomorrow.